Hi guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. When Natalie asked if I would do testimonial, sharing my results with you, my initial response was yes, absolutely, I will do a testimonial. I want every lady to experience the same results that I have with abs, core, and pelvic floor. But then, as I got to thinking, I thought, oh, record a video of myself saying that I had a problem wetting my pants? Well, it's kind of humbling, and I don't know if I can do that. But then I thought, if I can help one lady experience the same freedom from wetting their pants, then it's worth it. Because ladies, I don't know if you're like me, but having a weak pelvic floor dictated a lot of what I did or didn't do. And I want everybody to experience the same freedom and have hope that there's a cure. You just have to commit to it, and I promise you it will be worth it. So, here I am. I am Elisa, and I had a problem wetting my pants until I found abs, core, and pelvic floor. I have a daughter who is 8 and a son who is 6. And I have suffered from having a weak pelvic floor for a very long time. Actually, I can remember back to high school. But after having kids, my issue went from a little issue to a great big problem, and it had kind of gotten out of control. I'm very active. I do triathlons, so I do lots of biking, lots of running. I lift weights in the gym. And it wasn't until recently that I decided to switch my routine up a little bit and challenge myself in new ways and start CrossFit. So I jumped on the CrossFit bandwagon. And it was after that that I realized that I had a bigger issue on my hands than I ever knew. I can remember going to CrossFit and doing some jump ropes. And I was doing some jump ropes, and I was beginning to wet my pants. And I was wearing shorts, and I thought, okay, this isn't going to be good if I continue this. So I did what I could. I would jump a little bit, and I would stop, get control of myself, and jump some more. And I actually didn't end up finishing the jump ropes because I would have had a problem if I would have continued. So I would Google on the internet what to do during CrossFit for women who wet their pants. Women who wet their pants during CrossFit exercises to help. And little threads would come up, or it would lead me to a blog. And I started realizing this is just something I'm gonna have to live with. My husband, who's in the medical field, I would say to him, isn't there like a surgery or something you can do for this? Like this isn't normal. There's gotta be something. And he'd say, yeah, well, there is, but it's not really successful. You'd just be better off if you either go up to your coach and explain to them that you can't jump ropes, or quit CrossFit all around. Well, neither one of those options were really an option for me. So I just thought, okay, this is how it's gonna be. I'll plan accordingly. I will stop drinking water a couple hours prior to class, and I will bring a change of clothes. And I will always wear something that if I do wet my pants, nobody will be able to tell. So that eliminated shorts or gray, or basically if I wore black capris or pants of some sort, I was fine. I'd figured it out. So it was was about in February. I was at a CrossFit one evening, a CrossFit class with my husband. My 2 little kids always would come and sit in the corner and just watch us. And we're doing jump ropes. And guys, now keep in mind, when jump ropes are prescribed, it's always double unders. But I learned right away, physically, I can do a double under, but not without releasing the dam. The first couple times I tried a double under, it was like uncontrollable wetting. So I would just stick to single unders. It was this particular evening, we were doing single under. I was doing single unders. My husband's working out beside me, and I can feel myself wetting my pants, and I'm thinking, oh my land, this is terrible. What am I gonna do? So I would jump a few times, and then I would stop, and then I would jump a few more times, and I'd stop. And it was kind of frustrating because I am a competitive person, and physically I could be one of the top women, but because I can't jump rope, I'm always one of the last on a workout that required jump ropes, or I would be one of the last jumping rope and I'd have to almost nearly kill myself making up for my time on a different activity. So after this workout, I was pretty wet, and I'm looking over at my husband thinking, can you see that I wet my pants? I wet my pants. Can you tell? He's like, no, I can't tell. So I go to the bathroom to assess the damage. And ladies, I'm not over exaggerating when I say this. I was drenched. And I thought to myself, how can this be? How can this be? Guys, I'm only 35. What's gonna happen when I'm 55 or 65? I'm gonna be a mess. So that night, we got the kids, we're walking out of class for the evening, and I'm just mortified and disgusted with myself, thinking, ugh, what has happened? We open up the door, we start walking through the parking lot, and I said, guys, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I wet my pants. Both my kids looking up at me. My husband, totally quiet. Nobody says a word. And I said, yeah, I totally wet my pants. I'm drenched right now. Again, nobody. And I said, this is a problem. This is a big problem. So that night, I get home, put the kids to bed, and I start researching what to do. There's got to be a fix. Weak bladder and jumping ropes, exercises to help. And there was so many women that I could see struggled with this, but I've already tried Kegels. I've already tried doing some of the things that was suggested, and nothing has helped. It was shortly after this time that I started seeing Natalie advertising for a program she was releasing. It was called Abs, Core, and Pelvic Floor. And there was a picture of her wearing shorts, and she had wet her pants. And Natalie is somebody that I have followed on social media for a few years now. And her and I have a lot in common. And I have grown to respect her. And I thought, oh, Natalie suffers from this as well? Well, maybe I'm not weird. But guys, I started thinking that even though I would read this on the internet, I really started thinking that I was alone. I would see other ladies in the gym and I think, well, why are other people wet also and nobody is saying anything? Like, what's the deal here? I almost wanted to stop ladies in the bathroom and say, so did you wet your pants during today's workout? Because I did. But nobody really wants to talk about it because it's really embarrassing. I actually had ladies come up to me after a workout and say, oh, you are my inspiration. I hope that I can get to where you are someday. And I think to myself, oh, well, that's such a compliment. And thank you. But little do you know, I've got drenched pants right now. So, do you still want to be like me? But of course, I kept silent because I thought I was a little bit weird. And then I saw Natalie struggled with it, and I started thinking, okay, maybe I'm not so weird. So I kind of ignored the posts, but I was also kind of intrigued. So I would find myself kind of like reading into it, but not really paying close attention because I was so skeptical. It was after, though, this workout where I released the floodgates that I thought, I don't care what it costs, I'm willing to try it. So I purchased the program just a few days after it was released, and I was extremely skeptical. I bought the program the next day. I started on my living room floor with my 8-year-old daughter next to me because she said, Mom, I got you. It was because of having Tyson and I that you are having this issue. I'm going to do this with you. And as sweet as that was, I was also determined to show my kids, hey, if you have a problem, you can't let your problems hold you captive. You have to find a solution, jump in with both feet, and give it a try. Because guys, in order for things to change, something has got to change. And I was pretty disgusted with where I was, and I was willing to do anything to fix it. So I committed to the 4 weeks. The exercises took me about 15 to 20 minutes. And I'll be real honest, as I sat there and flexed and released and flexed and held, I didn't really think much was happening. I thought, well, I'll just continue to try this and see what happens, but I'm not real optimistic that the results are going to be what, I was hoping they would be. So after I completed the workouts, I didn't really do any jump ropes, ironically enough, for a while at the gym. And then I kind of forgotten about it. Well, one afternoon at the gym, I had to complete 350 jump ropes. It was less if I was doing double unders, but more because I was doing single unders, because I knew I couldn't do double under, remember, without opening the floodgates. So I finished the workout. It was pretty intense. So I actually didn't even think about it during my workout. It was after the workout that I realized I'm dry. Guys, I just did 350 jump ropes and I was dry. I couldn't believe it. I'm walking out in the parking lot with my husband and kids and I'm saying, guys, I'm dry. That program really worked. Oh my goodness. And we were sitting in the parking lot high-fiving because I was dry. It was a full-on celebration because Mama didn't wet her pants. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe that's just a fluke. So the next time jump ropes were prescribed, I did it again. And I was dry again. And the most exciting thing that happened is yesterday I had to do 100 double unders, or double the amount of single unders. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do double unders. I'm not going to let this sweet pelvic floor control me any longer, and I'm breaking free from this, so I'm going to give it a try. Guess what? I did 100 double unders completely dry. Guys, abs, core, and pelvic floor works. I never thought that I was going to break free from the bondage of a weak pelvic floor, but I did. And I want every lady to experience the same joy that I have experienced from breaking free from this. Guys, I know it's a little intimidating to think I've got to stick with this program every day for 4 weeks. And that's a little bit intimidating. I know that it's sometimes hard to find the extra 15 to 30 minutes out of your day. But guys, if you're really intentional, I bet you can find an extra 15 minutes out of your day simply by not searching the internet for 15 minutes one day. Take a 15-minute, quicker shower. You have to find creative ways sometimes to get that extra time. But when you're intentional about something, you get results. And you have to be intentional to get results. And guys, this is something that I want you all to be encouraged. You don't have to suffer from a weak pelvic floor any longer. So, get this program. I know I'm already recommending it to all of my friends that I know have had kids and that suffer from this. And I'm so excited for it. I want to stand on the rooftop and I want to shout it out to every lady who has a weak pelvic floor. There's hope. There's a cure. And it sounds so dramatic, but ladies, it's true. It works. You have to just take a step of faith and say, I'm committing. Do it for yourself. This is something that you deserve. Don't make excuses. Jump in with both feet and take that weak pelvic floor and show it who's boss. Thank you.